considered a timeless work of art. Symbolizes the incredible scientific intelligence of the people of the land of birch. When all sophisticated designs and the most advanced technology are applied, like a mighty soul, challenge all limits from the deep ocean. It comes with a haunting stillness, and leave without leaving a trace. The most majestic ocean delivery in the Russian Navy's production. Submarine-launched Borey, monster of the apocalypse. The late 1980s of the last century. In efforts to race with the United States, as well as increase aid to the socialist bloc, Soviet brothers gradually fell into a situation of financial exhaustion and a series of social instability, until its complete collapse in the 1990s. The Soviets left behind a legacy of countless research projects, strategic weapons, nuclear weapons, ballistic missiles, battleships, and submarines. Russia is considered the official representative to inherit all the quintessence left by the Soviet Union. However, the first years later fell apart. The land of birches does not have enough potential and has to abandon many potential projects. It wasn't until this powerful man came to power, Vladimir Putin. At that time, Mr. Putin took over a country full of injuries. A far cry from the bygone prosperity that the Soviet state once had. The economy collapsed, GDP decreased continuously for 10 years. Along with the chaotic political situation, the country faces division. Many localities demanded independence. Many tycoons interfere in politics to decide the election of members of the government. Not long after Mr. Putin took office, a miracle appeared. In just 1 year, GDP recovered and at the same time began to grow. The Chechen rebellion was pacified. A unified, strong, and safe country is maintained. A series of powerful gangsters and financial tycoons. In many different ways, they are severely punished. Media of the country of birch commented that, during the first and second terms in power, the emperor helped the government regain control of economic leverage, maintain order and restore state power. Along with the above achievements, Kremlin initiated inclusive reforms, industrial recovery against corruption, leadership in localities. Besides, the most powerful man in Russia immediately implemented a series of reforms, especially in the military field. He restructured and modernized the entire army. Electronic attack capabilities and nuclear capabilities are of the closest concern to the boss of Dian Quanglin, including the ballistic missile development project, hypersonic missiles, nuclear defense networks, nuclear fusion. Along with that, due to possessing a large territory stretching from Asia to Europe along with important strategic seas, the Russian army in general and the country's navy in particular need to focus on development. A massive nuclear submarine force to ensure the ability to attack suddenly. Active defense as well as nuclear deterrence against any enemy who strays from the territory. Need to add that the Soviet Navy in the final stages before its demise went through a long period of serious weakness, both in terms of organization and resources. Many warships and submarines have been decommissioned. be sold or cancelled. Some warships and other assets are still preserved or maintained. But fighting ability is no longer guaranteed. In addition, this massive navy was also divided into 7 parts after the dissolution of the Soviet Union. Russia and Ukraine both have the right to divide their weapons, so urgent modernization is absolutely necessary. The Project 955 Borey submarine was born as the perfect answer to that problem. This is the most modern type of nuclear submarine carrying ballistic missiles. Designed and developed by Rubin Marine Design Bureau. Closed at Mark-Set Factory. By order directly from the Navy of the country of Birch. Established in 1901. The Rubin Design Bureau serves as the most important maritime organization in the Soviet Union and Russia today. Famous worldwide in the field of submarine design. Specializing in developing and producing black assassins under the ocean. Runs on nuclear or diesel power. The Borei-class is one of the most important key projects that the Rubin Design Bureau carries out for the Russian government. Originally intended to be designed to replace the Project 941 Aquila that was in service with the Russian Navy. In fact, Project 955 was planned for development in 1985. When the Soviet Union had not yet collapsed. At the same time, the first vehicle in the project was supposed to be completed in November 1996. But as mentioned, they were behind schedule because the manufacturer had problems paying workers. Fortunately, the Jetmos factory is still trying to survive through this crisis. Along with Project 955 by giving workers free meals at the factory. At the same time, many ships belonging to other projects were dismantled and sold for scrap. Because they realized the potential that this project brought, they decided to follow it too. However, this number of torpedo launches is considered too many for a submarine carrying ballistic missiles. In addition, China can launch RPK-2 Vyuga anti-ship missile torpedoes. Can destroy enemy submarines and surface ships at a distance of 45 kilometers at a speed of about 1,100 kilometers. The total explosive yield emitted from the number of missiles fired by the Borei-class submarine will be equivalent to 30 million tons of TNT. To easily imagine the destruction it could cause. Only 5 million tons of TNT were consumed during World War II. Military experts commented. One of the main advantages of the Bulava missile lies in its ability to launch from under the ice in the Arctic. It needs to be emphasized that the North Pole possesses an extremely important geographical position on the world's political and military map. When containing abundant natural resources, the intersection of many vital maritime routes in the world. Not only that, this place also borders a series of European countries such as Denmark and Norway. Important economic and cultural gateway. That's why if we could have the ability to control missile launches from under thick ice in the Arctic, we'll possess great strength and prestige over other countries. According to many Russian military experts, Borey fully possesses the necessary elements to remain invisible to potential enemies for a long time and carry out an extremely precise large-scale nuclear attack. From someone immediately sparked rumors that Russia can use the new class of submarines as a silent killer. truly capable of wiping any country off the face of the earth, including a military power like the US. With only 3 submarines. The analysis also notes that the Russian Federation is significantly ahead of both the United States and China. Countries that have not really had a major breakthrough in the field of nuclear submarine production. For further comparison of Project 667 submarines. Previously, the Russian Navy was equipped with R-29 Rumya-2 saliva liquid-propelled rockets that could only be fired after breaking ice. So being able to launch rockets quickly from under the ice can be considered an outstanding ability that Bulava and Borey possess. Missile launches from this submarine need to be less detectable. Because the launch maneuver lasts only 5 minutes, this makes it difficult to use the missile countermeasure system. Even the most modern systems today. Moreover, at the stage when nuclear warheads enter the atmosphere, they move at supersonic speeds, making them almost invisible to missile defense systems in principle. With such terrible power, the power of a Borey submarine is considered superior to that of a large army. They are durable and have proven their effectiveness in all harsh operating conditions. Plays a pivotal role in the nuclear strategic trio that the country of Birch has cherished to build since Mr. Putin came to power. In the weapons modernization program for the Russian army in the period 2018 to 2027 starting in 2020, Borey submarines will play the main naval role in Russia's strategic nuclear deterrent force. Gradually replace nuclear submarines Laptefan and Denta-4. Recently during a test of the Yuri Donkoguki submarine of this class. In just 15 seconds, 4 Bulava missiles were continuously launched from the White Sea in northwest Russia to targets at the Semikara field on the Kamchatka Peninsula in the Far Eastern region, with a distance of up to over 6,000 kilometers. The missiles all hit their targets. This test launch is an important reminder of how the United States tests and maintains large numbers of nuclear weapons at sea. At the same time, it confirmed the combat readiness of the Borey nuclear submarine along with the Bulava ballistic missile system. A submarine can launch all its missiles in 1 minute, unleashing a destructive power 640 times greater than the atomic bomb the US dropped on Hiroshima. With a range of up to 8,000 kilometers, a submarine stationed in Russia's White Sea can destroy any target on US territory except Hawaii. In addition to the powerful weapon system, the design is compact and minimalist. Allowing the ship to significantly reduce noise compared to previous strategic nuclear submarines. Borei is also the first Russian strategic submarine class to use the Panjet water jet propulsion system. Equipped with many new escape compartments. Help the crew move the ship even while diving under the sea. Despite some delays in implementing Project 995. The Russian Navy is currently expected to operate a total of 8 Borei-class ballistic missile submarines. In the period 2022 to 2023, the country's navy is currently only regularly dispatching 3 Borei-class submarines, including Yuri Roki, Alexander Next and Vladimir Vodamax, to serve in both the Northern Fleet and the Pacific Fleet. However, the Russian Navy said that the quality of the Alexander-Ski submarine is still in the process of being completed and there are still many shortcomings. The ship's compute